back, and if you have just joined us, you are tuned into Business Watch this Wednesday. Today, I am joined by Mr. Ndando, and we're talking about, the services that they have under the electronic services. We're just talking about the Mobi Money wallet service. I want us to get into send money now. The first question, I suppose, would be, how do I send money? I think between the two. How do I send money under this particular service?
All right. In answering that question, I think I would like to just take a moment to say, when it comes to send money, we can look at it from two separate perspectives. We can look at it from the receiver's perspective, and then, like you were rightfully asking, yes, from the sender's perspective.
Right.
So that also goes then to say, from the sender's perspective, you would have to be someone who is a Nedbank client. Okay. Because you'll be sending money from your Nedbank account, okay, right? So you have to be someone who's a client with us who has transacting accounts. Mm-hmm. Now, what you would then do is you would choose whichever one of our channels you want to access, being either the app, which is on your phone, okay, which is internet banking, which you can do on your laptop, on your machine, or on your phone also. Okay. Once you're logged on, you select the option speaking directly to send money, meaning you'd go to transact, and that you want to make a payment. Then you would select the payment type to be a payment to mobile. Okay, mobile that's being great. A mobile device. Right? Yeah. And then from there, you would then find the template that would basically say how much do you want to send, what number do you want to send to, and then basic details. So for your recollection also in 2 months, would say I send imali, so I must reference this money to say bengiphatala imali for car parts.
What I like about Nedbank is the fact that you've embedded this particular service both on online banking as well as the app itself, and I think that's very brilliant. The question then becomes, how much am I charged for sending that money?
That would depend entirely on how much you're sending. Okay. As a send money user, you have the option of sending anything from 20 emalangeni, right, which is the minimum, up to 15,000 emalangeni per day per number. Okay. Right? So at the very minimum, or at 20 emalangeni, your charge there would be about 8 emalangeni, and then to a maximum of 14 emalangeni.
So standard charge, okay, that's fair enough. You did say that we are going to look at this one from two perspectives, from the sender's perspective and the receiver's perspective. The question then would be, what happens if the receiver, let's say I'm the receiver, you've sent me money, what happens if I do not withdraw the cash immediately?
That word immediately is a little tricky. Okay. Nothing would happen in essence if you didn't withdraw it immediately. You do, though, have a limit of 48 hours. That's 2 days from which you have to then withdraw those funds. After 48 hours,
2 days.
That is exactly 2 days, yeah.
That's good enough. And then funds will credit the sender on the next working day when the 48 hours has elapsed.
So if I send you money on a Monday, right, 48 hours would expire on a Wednesday morning. That means you will no longer have access to those funds, but me as the sender as well, I'll only get access to those funds at the end of that working day. Okay,
clearly understood. I wonder though, because as somebody that likes sending money, if I have money, I want to share it with my friends.
Brilliant.
I'm just wondering what the maximum I can send is and what the minimum money I can send is.
All right. So I'll start with the minimum. The minimum would be 20 emalangeni.
Okay.
Right? And then up to a maximum of 15,000 emalangeni per day.
Okay, that's good enough. 15,000 emalangeni.
So that's plenty of lunches for
that's a salary. Will I get a notification that I sent money to someone?
Yes,
I think that's very important.
As with any other transaction that you would do from your electronic channels, you will get a notification that tells you you've initiated a transaction such as this.
Asifani ke sibantu Mr. Ndando, ukuthi kunebantu lokhanza khona ukuthi sometimes ujakile lomunye nje umuntu naturally uyatatatela khanza ukuthi ke sekwenteka inkinga sekwenteka emaphutsa. What happens if I send money to the wrong person?
Naleyo ibal kunyana, because wrong person we could interpret it quite a few ways.
Okay.
One could be ngisende nombolweni ngafaka inumber le wrong,
Yes.
mhlambe a digit yaba wrong.
Yeah.
And that number could not even exist ka MTN, right? So lapho after 48 hours itati jikela leyo mali leyo because it hasn't been withdrawn. But you do also find the situation where mhlawumbe isendeke vele nombolweni lephilako yemuntu.
Yeah.
Nalapho you would have, unfortunately, could say umele leyo muntu loyo kuphelele 48 hours angakayikhiphi, in which case it will return to your account.
Oh, safe enough. I suppose that could be the only mitigating factor there. Here's the thing, though. When you send somebody money, how do they access that money? Do they receive some sort of a PIN? What happens?
Okay, so they will also receive an SMS notification that abatshela ukuthi ndando kusendele this amount of money.
Okay.
Isho neguthi go to your nearest ATM to withdraw this money. Kukusendele what we call an OTP. That's a one-time PIN, meaning that's mafika le mshinini kokudinga ukuthi ube nale PIN ngile security element ke leyo. You'll have to have that PIN. Enterisha your details, your number, kuthi bakusendele malini. Maybe lapho, let me take a second to say the specific amount le bakusendele yona ngiyo lo ikhiphe emshinini. So mangikusendele 500 emalangeni, mawufika ku ATM uyokhipha 500 emalangeni, ngeke bese sokhipha 200, because ngalana sithi akusiyo ngithi wallet le. So mawukhipha 200 le lenye iyosala kuphi.
I mean, that justifies one time from the
Exactly.
one-time PIN, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I want us to get into, the other end now, which is
Okay.
focus solely on the receiver.
The receiver.
How do I withdraw the money?
Okay. So we are go ATM, your nearest Nedbank ATM. Or wherever you have that SMS link,
Yeah.
right? You can say option you could say you want to do a cardless transaction, and then you select send money withdrawal. Gulama options la corner.
So there's a couple of options.
There are a couple of options, because like we have moved from our Mobi Money wallet, right? Na corner until you can withdraw from an ATM.
Yes.
We said nago like
Yes.
corner. So nalapo you will find a section, let's see Mobi Money withdrawal, and here specifically to be send money withdrawal. Figure again OTP yako, which you will be required to enter, as well as the number yako lolo receive le mali, and the amount kuthi malini le bakufakele yena lolo funa kuyikhipha.
I'll ask you a two-part question.
Okay.
You did mention that, from the sender's perspective at least, that you can send up to 15,000 emalangeni, and the minimum was 20 emalangeni. As the withdrawer now, as the receiver, how much can I withdraw? Say you've sent me 15,000 emalangeni. Can I withdraw all that money at the same time? I suppose sangicela abantu imali lapha ku-ATM.
That's true. Ngoba phela kumele sithandzane emalangeni. Okay, that also, that's an amazing question, because it also is another way of differentiating ukuthi umuntu ubanjani kusend money noma umsebenzisa njani send money compared to Mobi Money. Imali mabakusendele yona yenga ku-5,000 emalangeni, utawuthola i-prompt la ecingweni mayingena le message ye OTP, let's say ungahamba uyokhipha itakutshela ukuthi because they've sent you more than lo 5,000 emalangeni, whether you will now need to register for the wallet, because emshinini isethwe ukuthi ikhipha 5,000 maximum. Right? So masona 5,010 noma 6,000
seyespatch
sekudinga ngathi vele ingene lana kule spatch sethu.
Okay. And then so we can agree that I can withdraw as much as 5,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
fair
sir.
enough. And can I withdraw partly?
Go send money, no. Ngolele ngosho ukuthi angithi it would then almost defy the logic. Uthi mabakusendele 5, uthweni utawukhipha 2, lo 3 utawusalaphi. But what you can do, because you asked earlier, Guti, is this a product or are these products for bantu laba banked with Nedbank? And I said no, you don't need to be banked with us. What you can do is you can create a wallet. Nyalo nje ukhlele utakhele wallet so that mzukwana bakusendele imali. Leyo mali leyo itawungena straight ngale kule wallet.
No charges.
The only charge le bakhona ga Mobi Money is maso withdrawal, the second withdrawal of the month.
second withdrawal
So the
of the
first
month.
withdrawal of the month
Okay.
is free. Anything after that, kuba ne-charge.
I want to close this segment, but I want to ask a very important question. What if I accidentally delete the SMS before withdrawing? Because sometimes, let's go let's depart about kalang my memory. When you have important information, you just
delete
wipe
it,
everything. Yeah.
yeah,
How can
true.
I regenerate my one-time PIN? Or
All right.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Ushaya le ecingweni again the USSD, but this USSD is *140 *40 hash.
Okay.
And see, mobile money sitayo nangu *140 *41 hash. That's for the wallet.
Yeah.
Ngalana send money ngu *140 *40 hash.
Okay, now perfect. And good thing, I will assume, and you'll tell me if I'm right, you do not need to have airtime to be able to use this platform. Nedbank makes sure that anyone, and whether you have airtime or whether you don't, you are able to access these services. I was correct there, right?
You are absolutely correct.
Finally, Sondando, electronic specialist, electronic banking specialist with
Yes, sir.
Nedbank Eswatini. That's the end of our segment. Let's go for a net break. Stop. We have to